Right.
So, hello, I'm Katie.
I'm Jeremy.
We met already. Okay, Jeremy. Okay, so can you please tell us a little bit about yourself, your background in the golf world?
In the golf world?
Yeah.
My great chance to become a golf course architect was in 1987. And it was because I was working in Sweden for as a landscape architect in a big technical multidisciplinary company, and someone in the company had seen that the Golf Federation in Sweden were looking for some new golf course architects. There was a boom on the go, and asked me if I was interested. And I thought about it, and I said yes. And there were 90 people applying for maybe 7 or 8 places to take a trip over to Jack Nicklaus in Florida. We were going to go to the golf show in Texas, in Houston first, and then Jack Nicklaus was going to give us a quick education in golf course architecture. So off I went, and I applied. And because I was working with this big company, I was a landscape architect, and I played golf, and I had connections, family connections in the golf world. I got an uncle who was Greg Norman's manager, so all those things helped, and I got my place on this trip, did the education, and came back and started initially working for the company I was employed by, and after a couple of years I went out on my own.
Ah, okay.
And then been on my own ever since.
Oh, that's fantastic. Cool. Yeah, so sometimes life just leads us maybe into an unexpected place.
Yeah, pure unexpected opportunities pop up, and take them and seize them, and now the rest is history.
Absolutely. Speaking of history, so how many golf courses have you done the golf architecture?
I haven't counted them recently, well, probably 30, 40.
Wow.
30, 40, around. Mostly in Scandinavia, some in Europe, and we did some, we started off some in China, actually. I was in China doing a project, but that slipped away from the developers' hands. They were Swedes, and they had it tied up with business in Sweden, and there was a recession, and they had to let it go. That was unfortunate. It would have been one of the first courses in China otherwise.
Wow. Interesting.
So it was in the early days, in early 1990s.
Okay.
Then I had to work in Spain and France and Poland.
Any particularly favorite, job sites or
I would say
locations?
the Polish course was the one that we followed through right to the end in Gdansk, and that's held quite a few major competitions, and owned by a golf enthusiast who was in shipping, so he had resources to develop the course, and made it into a resort type of golf course. It's on sand, so it's like an inland links, which is close to my heart. Links golf.
Links golf. Absolutely. How did you get involved with Lofoten Links?
That was it was through a Norwegian golfer and golf project developer originally, who put me in touch with Frode Hov's father, Tor Hov. So it was actually the initial couple of years was working with Tor Hov to first I identified the potential here for him, and then we started the planning process with a local planning architect, or he was the town architect in Leknes. And he was at the party the other night. I met him again, which was very nice.
Oh, that's lovely.
So we started the process then in the early 90s, and it rolled on from there. Frode was quite young then. He was only 17, 18 when I first met him.
Wow.
So he was in shorts and
teenage gear.
Teenage gear, and fisherman. And he went to the high school in Lillehammer for tourism, so he was studying there. So the project went along in fits and starts. And he came back and then took it up seriously, full time, and it's been a hard fight for him, and it was developed in stages. So it was an organic growth, actually, the golf course. We took it phase by phase, and in 1998, finally 6 holes were opened, and I'd travel up with who was then the chief editor of Golf Monthly, Malcolm Campbell, a very well-known member of St Andrews, and he loved it, so he fell in love with it, and that was very important for the project. So Malcolm's been a sort of staunch supporter of the project right the way through, and after those humble 6 holes were opened, of course everybody realised the potential, and it didn't take long before we built 3 big holes. I think we built 3 big holes, from my memory, and then another couple of the larger holes, and then it was to 2009, 10 or something. Frode managed to accumulate, or he attracted an investor who was SEVA, state organisation, who put in the necessary money to develop 18 holes. So we built 13 completely new golf holes. But in the meantime, during all these years, we were developing the layout, slowly but surely.
Right.
So it was sort of slow organic growth. We tested absolutely everything, and the funny thing is the process we used was exactly the same as described to me by Ben Crenshaw, where I visited his course in Sand Hills in Nebraska. Ben Crenshaw and Bill Ford told me how they developed the course, and it was by identifying all the different golf holes on the property, and then eliminating all the ones that didn't fit in, and what was left was your 18-hole layout. So it was quite fascinating. And that's exactly the way we did it here, and the numbering and the routing, that developed like that organically. So we had the time to do it like that. Normally you don't. Normally you just take the bulldozers out and build a golf course in a season or 2.
Okay. Yeah, so that's really interesting, and I think kind of reflective in a way of like just the way it's so organic and you know, built into the landscape.
Absolutely. And the idea was not to design things, not to design things. Actually, there were designs and drawings and things, but it was all low key, and it was based on British, Scottish links courses, the ideology, and absolutely everything about it. You know, the greens, they flowed into the fairway, so you could play low shots in. So it was the antithesis of resort golf, manicured type. It was meant to be rugged and woolly and look unfinished and not manicured in the slightest. Like all the great links courses, like where Jerry, the greenkeeper, comes from, Ballybunny, and he's been sitting there in Golf Digest USA, number 10, in the top 10 for years and years and years. I think it's still in the top 10, Ballybunny. I'm not sure, I haven't checked it out, but it's always there.
Okay.
And that's a very humble, simple links course. Absolutely brilliant, fascinating to play it. I say the Lofoten Links, I'm very inspired by Royal Dornoch. I think of all the Scottish links courses, Dornoch is my favourite. And sort of the varying golf holes of Dornoch. That's what we were trying to achieve here. A collection of extremely varying golf holes. You know, so no one was like the other, and everything offered a new adventure. So that's what the target was.
Yeah.
And people seem to be quite happy with it.
I got some feedback this summer that there's so much nuance to the course, and so when you have commented about making the holes all different, that makes a lot of sense. Like there's things to discover as you play more and more.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a cool gift.
Yeah, it's a continual adventure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exploration, finding out new things all the time. And it varies with the seasons, it varies with the weather,
Absolutely.
day by day, week by week, month by month. That is the essence of a links course. It's almost never the same. And now it's playing, I say, absolute perfection. It's so hard and fast, and everything's so true, and you can hit the ball a long way, and rolls, and yeah, people get a lot of satisfaction out of that.
I noticed that the other night.
Even
Lots of rolling.
non-golfers.
Yep. So that will segue perfectly into what are your impressions now, all these years later, currently, today?
Today the impressions are immensely positive with the way the course has been groomed, and the way the links feeling has been developed, and the condition of the course is just magnificent. For me, it's absolutely in my taste, and it couldn't be better than it is as today. It is so. It's been taken as far as it can be taken, actually, and in that respect. There's some elements of the layout that weren't completely resolved when we built the project, but they're hanging there to be resolved. There's a lot of factors that are maybe a little bit uncertain still about the clubhouse, and if there's going to be hotel development and all that sort of thing. So we have to wait until those uncertainties are cleared up before we sort of finalise things. We've noticed something like tee sizes are a bit underdimensioned now. I'm not sure how many rounds per year they have now, but the tees take quite a battering, and they've got to be dimensioned up to handle the number of people playing, of course. So I'd say tees are an element that need further development, because golf course is dynamic. It's never finished. There's always something new to be done, and something to be upgraded, renewed, repaired, or further developed. Because
kind of like humans.
Yeah, players' abilities are increasing. You know, there are a lot of beginners here in Scandinavia 20 years ago, and now a lot of them are low handicap golfers. So, you know, you're dealing with a different type of, and the visitors coming from all over the world here. I mean, they're good golfers. Some of them are very good golfers. So they're, you know, hitting the ball a long way and keeping it on the fairway, which is the most important thing here.
That's right.
It's been a pleasure to meet a lot of new people here and see them enjoy it.
We're really glad that you came back and got to see the course today, how it's going.
Absolutely, this is the most valuable trip I've done for years. Well, it's the only trip I've done since Corona. But it was enormously valuable and well spent time. Yeah, absolutely, and we can live off this for a long time. Actually, look forward to coming back next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. That's fantastic.
Our pleasure.
I learned a lot. So thank you, and then I know everybody here will have learned a lot as well. People really care about the history of the course. Like, how does it go from in here to out here? You know.
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
Yeah. So. It's like giving birth. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Very well said. Congratulations also.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. Yay! Thank you.